How's it going, everybody? If you check in the comments bar below, or the description bar, I should say, this video is combined with an article that I wrote on my website, and it's just supposed to be a little bit more of a how I use the Pomodoro technique to work on my comic book projects, illustration, and client work. If you're more interested in the how I came across it and all that fun stuff, head on over to my website with the link below for the full article. And I should say, just like what I just did, this is all based off the Pomodoro technique. It's a workflow that I had stumbled upon just through my adventures on the internet, trying to find things for time management and how can I get things done and all that stuff. And I think it's a fantastic resource, and it's helped me big time just manage my projects as well as not be so granular on the art needs to be the best that I can produce. From what you guys have been hearing me talk about lately, I'm getting much more into the mindset of I don't always have to produce the best work, I just need to produce work. And that's not to say to produce garbage work or anything. It's just not to be my own weight on my shoulders and my back to get the best work done. Meaning, I don't need to spend 12 hours on a comic book page anymore because it really doesn't matter. Especially if time's a sensitive thing for you. So, again, check out the article for all more of all that jibber jabber stuff. I'm going to just jump right into how I practically use it. So, I like to use this not just for art book or art related stuff. I use it for like if I need chores that need to get done, things like this. But this video is specifically targeted for if you're working on an illustration or comic book page, especially comics, okay? So what I like to do is I'll grab a piece of paper. I don't do this digitally, but it's just easier to record it. And on that piece of paper, let's just draw a piece of paper. Up at the top somewhere, I'll usually put work. This is all the stuff that I need to get done. And then somewhere near the bottom, it'll just be like ideas. Now, ideas are things that are going to pop up, creep up in my brain while I'm doing work that I might want to deter myself to do. It could be anywhere from check emails. Did I send a client a little response? Did they get back to me? Do I need to check out social media to see how people are this and that? All stuff that takes you away from doing the important stuff of work. So, once I get my paper down like this, I look at the clock and I see how much time do I have today to do any work. And I do this every day, okay? And the reason for that is things pop up. This isn't supposed to be handcuffing. This is supposed to be a little bit more liberating as to look at the time and plan out the rest of your day. So, for me, I go to work from 8:30 to 4:30. I get home about 5. So by the time I get down to actually sit down to do work, it's usually around 6:30. So we'll say it's about 6:30. So I'll usually put, a little timestamp there. I will do this, within a half hour of coming home so that I know what my night's looking like. Throughout the day, you might get a plan to hang out with somebody, a friend, a loved one, something like that, maybe an appointment, right? You know these things are happening. So from 6:30, then I start to think, okay, well, how late do I plan on staying up today? Am I tired? How is the day just going? I know I need to do something, but do I have to just bust my ass and do an all-nighter for a deadline? Maybe. Most nights, I'll like to work till about 10. Maybe 10:30 so that I can get in bed, do a little bit of reading, right? So I'll put 6:30 is usually my start. So a little plus. And then from here, I'll just put where I'm going to. So we'll say 10 o'clock. So that is 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 3.5 hours. Okay. So I like to keep that up there so I know this is what I'm working with here. 3.5 hours is all the time I have tonight. So let's try to get the best work out of there. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Pomodoro technique, or if you guys check out the article again, one Pomodoro, which is a tomato, represents 25 minutes. Okay? And I'll just do a little quick crash course. After every Pomodoro, I usually do like a 5-minute break. Now, the crazy part about this is it was a huge change in my perception of time and work because I was always under the belief that, you need to get into the flow of drawing. You guys may have heard of this and it might apply to you. So I would start drawing, and maybe about 5-10 minutes it would take me to, get into it. The music's going maybe, and you're just drawing away. But then when 25 minutes would pop up, it's like, uh-oh, I need a 5-minute break. I don't want to break the flow and the rhythm I'm in. Very rarely do I ever think like that anymore. Now I literally, at whatever time it is, I press the save button and I walk away from the desk and I go and I play with the cats, look outside, doing anything that takes me away from work at all. I try to think of nothing. I don't check my phone. I don't check nothing. I just try to stay as focused on being like nothing entering my head at all. That's the idea. Once it's done, then you come back and you do another Pomodoro, okay? You do this for 4 times, and on the 4th one you take a half-hour break, okay? So this is all included in this 3.5 hours. And the idea behind it is that means for those 25 minutes, you're like pure focus. And the really weird thing is, for me anyway, this makes me focus so hard on actually working that I look forward to a break. I look forward to just taking some time off because I know I've earned it in a way. Now the crazy part is, this is generally the Pomodoro technique in a nutshell. But I've tried to find a way to construct it for comics, right? So that's about where that's going. So I know I have 3.5 hours. So let's break it up. Let's just say I have a full comic page that needs to get done. We'll call it page 1 of comic, okay? I've got the script done. I've already got the thumbnail done, okay? Now I've got the thumbnail, and so the process for me anyway from a thumbnail is now I need to do type pencils and inks. We'll say it's, I don't know, 6 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's number it here just so you can see it. So I'll look at my thumbnail and I'll say, okay, which ones are the big panels here, right? Like this could be a shot of New York. This whole page could just be people talking, which is a little simpler of a project. So let's just assume it's people talking. I know it should be a quicker sort of page. So I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, well, how long is it going to take me to do the type pencils? And for something like this, it might take me about, I don't know, a comfortable amount. I'll say an hour and a half. Okay, so I'll just start doing these Pomodoros to equal an hour and a half. So I'll say pencils. And that would equal, what did I say there? An hour and a half. So 2 Pomodoros is an hour and a half. That's it, 3. And I use these circles because it just represents, again, this right here, these little tomatoes. Okay, and once the 25 minutes hits for the first one, I just literally draw it out until we're done, and then we can scratch it off, okay? So what happens is sometimes I'll just leave it at this if I know it's simple, but what I like to do is get even granular and go, okay, I only have 3, and you don't have to go this far. I recommend it. It just keeps things on, keeps things in focus, and it also lets you push harder to get work done quicker. It's really pushing your boundaries to get the essentials of what you need down, okay? So I know I only have 3 Pomodoros to do 6 panels. So that's 2 panels a Pomodoro, right? So the next thing I'll do is I'll go panel 1 plus panel 2 equals 1 Pomodoro. Panel 2 plus, panel 3 plus panel 4 is another one. Panel 5 plus panel 6 is another one. So when I get into the process of actually doing this, let's just say within the 25 minutes, I'm done these 2, right? What I'll do is I'll just jump to the next one until that 25 minutes is done. And that's how you start gaining time, because you never know when you're going to stumble upon something that's just causing you trouble, causing you frustration, and it's good to have a buffer of time. It's not like when I finish these 2 and it's only been like 15 minutes. It's just like you blast through it. After that 15 minutes, I just get up and I just fart around. That's not the idea. The idea is try to pressure yourself into working into constraints. Find out how long it takes you to do things and try to structure this stuff accordingly. Okay? So that would be the pencils. Let me just erase this down here just to give me some more room here. Ideas. So that'd be the pencils. And like I say, hopefully I can get this done in time. And if I can, then great. I've still got right here, again, remember 3 is an hour and a half. That still gives us, what is that, an hour and a half? So 2 hours of work. So now I can just go, okay, now inks. That's what I want to do today. But then all of a sudden, as I'm writing this, I'm like, oh, wait. No, I needed to make a blog post. it's due and I forgot it. Something like that. So what I'll do is I'll just put a Pomodoro with that, which means that's 25 minutes that I need to put towards this. Whether I finish it or not, that's not the point. I know I have to get something done for that. So 25 minutes. So now that means I've only got an hour left. Sorry, an hour and a half. I apologize. There's a lot of numbers going around here, so it can get really crazy when I'm trying to explain this stuff with you guys here. So inks. So what do we need for inks? How much time again? So let's just do this again. How much time do we have? So we've got 3 up here, and probably the best way of thinking about them instead of just 25 minutes is just half hour because it's including the break, right? So right here we know we've got an hour. This one plus the one we just remembered is 2 hours, and we only have 3.5 hours to work with. So that means we've got an hour and a half. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay? So now I know, okay, it's going to take me longer to ink than it is to pencil. So maybe, I'm thinking, I am kind of feeling a little tired today or whatever. The pencils are going to take a lot out of me because there's a lot of thought that needs to go into that, in my opinion, more than inks. So with inks, I'll just go, okay, maybe I'll just do 2 panels today. And so I'm looking over here, and I'm like, which one's the bigger one? Which one requires more work? And it's panel 1. So I'll go panel 1. We're going to go ahead and we're going to toss 2 Pomodoros on that. And then panel 2, 1 Pomodoro. And that's basically it. So I fear that this might come off a little crazy and a little bit convoluted, like this takes way too much work. But it's not. All you're really looking for, honestly, guys, is like these. You're trying to figure out how much time it takes to fill up these little guys right here. It's breaking your time into 30-minute chunks or 25 minutes in a 5-minute break, and just figuring out where can you put these little tomatoes? Where can you put these little 30-minute chunks into your day to structure out what's going on? Because this is what you've got. This is what you've got to work with. And so let's just say, for an example, I'm working today, and at the end of my hour and a half for pencils, I only got up to panel 4. I only got up to panel 4. Well, now it's up to me, to look. Okay, well, that means I need to take time out of something else. I can't really jump right into inks until my pencils are done, right? So now I have to start taking away from this. So, all right, I only got up to panel 4, so we need to, take this guy out from the inks. That means I've got to take time from something, right? So you're gone. And maybe we can just go over here. All right, let's try it. And then after that next second half hour, we did finish it all. We're like, okay, great. Now that means I'm only able to do 1 panel of inks that night. The benefit to it, if you ask me, I know I'm beating a dead horse with this stuff, but it's literally just finding how much time you have in a day to work, then breaking that time down into these little manageable chunks, and then putting those into those tasks. Again, check out my article. Check out, I believe it's the PomodoroTechnique.com. Check it out. The other last little thing I wanted to bring up about this stuff is, personally, I've purchased 2 egg timers. One of them looks like this, and it's got a little spin dial on it with a whole bunch of time. But what it does is, as I rotate it, it'll fill up with this orange bar. And as it's tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock going away, this pink bar starts to just disappear. And I can look over at it, and what I love about it is that I can see how much time I've got left. Some people like to use their cell phones and stuff. I don't like it personally. I don't like to leave my battery on while I'm using my phone. So with these egg timers, you can probably hear it. I'll have that, and I'll just set it up. Here, you guys can hear it. It's always a therapeutic sound. You might not like it. I like it. I know the process of me turning it, right? That means it's time to get started. It's time to, okay, let's lock in and do this for 25 minutes. And I can always see that. The second one I have is like a generic one. It's just it literally looks like an apple, not like this, with a little spin dial here with some numbers. And that one, it's cool. I like this other one. Doesn't matter. I'm a guy that likes to get a little hands-on with stuff. So I like things that have a specific use. So an egg timer. I don't really use it for cooking. So may as well use it for time management. But I highly recommend you guys check this out. Hopefully it'll work for you. Hopefully it'll fuel something to go, man, this can help me structure things out. You don't have to go, I need to burn the midnight oil again tonight because what do you ever find yourself just working on a project and you're thinking why does it take me so long to do a comic page? It's just people talking. And what it probably is you're going in there and it's not just drawing, right? You're going in here and you're rendering the living hell at every little thing. The line weights have to be perfect. The shadows got to be like right, and you're just going. You're just working. And the problem is that, and this is just my problem, speaking on my own behalf here, is that I don't have a track of how this equals time. Like, what am I drawing and how much time does it take? I don't know. It can depend on so many things. But when I have this thing going, right, I hear it. I know it's counting down time. It's counting down how much time I have to put into this. Now, saying all that, that doesn't necessarily mean that at the end you're stuck with shit and you're just like, you know what? Well, I don't have time. I got to just ship it out. You know, there is ways to figure out this. This takes a little bit of work to find out what your habit is, what your work method's like. And last little caveat I'll add to it, what I love about this is when I come home, or especially here on the weekend, I can look at this and go, you know what? This is great, but there's no time for personal projects. I'm a big believer in working on personal projects, and you guys know me, I have so many that I'm doing that I hardly even really get any off the ground. But when I look at this, I can go, you know what? I can just take one of these times off, like one of these little Pomodoros, and just go, personal project. When I sit down for like what my work is today, and I'm just going to go, bang, I'm adding 25 minutes. I don't even have to know exactly what that 25 minutes is. I just know that today I get to work on my own personal project. I get to spend 25 minutes researching, drawing, whatever, writing a script, talking about it, anything. And what this does is this sort of stuff adds up over time. It starts to turn into actual noticeable progress and productivity. And that's why I love this so much, because all of this right here, this is for one comic book project. If I get swamped, if I'm just like, God, I got a cover to do, I've got, I don't want to say I've got to, I get to do a cover, I get to do some character designs, I get to write a script, all these wonderful things that you're allowed to do. This, for me anyway, breaks it down so that I can see what I need to do and what I can actually afford today, and not at the end of the day go, I didn't get any work done. I didn't do what I wanted to do today. I wish I had more time to do stuff. That's crap. If you can start to figure out a way to manage what time you actually are afforded, if you got kids or something, I don't know, maybe the hours in the day you only got is like an hour. You've only got an hour to yourself. That means you only get 2 Pomodoros, 2 of these little like timers, right? You get to plug them in anywhere you want. Like that feeling personally is very liberating. It no longer is it the projects are controlling you and determining what you're doing. Now it's no, I get to physically take time and put it into whatever I want to put it in that day. And that's at least the feeling that I get from it. That's why I love this thing, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I know I went over a couple things multiple times. Check it out again. Check the comment bar below. Let me know what you guys think. And get some more art videos to you guys soon. If you wanted, over the weekend, on my website, jonathanrector.com, I've added a thing right at the top of the menu there. I believe it's tutorials and videos. If you click that, it's got every single, I'd say 90% of the YouTube videos that I've uploaded. They're now categorized, so you guys can scroll if there's a specific topic you're looking for. Click that, and it'll take you right to the YouTube video, because I know some of you guys say that there's just so many videos and stuff that it's hard to sort through them and see a specific topic. So hopefully that'll help you out. I wish you guys all the best. I wish you guys great success with figuring out how to squeeze minutes and time out of the day to put towards your work, and I hope this actually helps you out. So until next time, you guys, keep reading comics, keep making comics, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.